Đức Viên Tịnh Hải, October 31st, 2023. Namo Amitabha Buddha. Dearest Grandpa, upon receiving this letter, we think Grandpa might joyfully say, with a smile, "You nuns are just stirring up of us." We would love for Grandpa to always be happy and to always be smiling with us. It has been extremely emotionally difficult these past few days for those who heard the news about your disease. Your demise is the greatest loss for us and for those who know you. Dearest Grandpa, never again will we see the image of you driving your truck to the monastery to see us nuns with a bag of bread every morning. Never again will we see the image of you frequently reminding us to reduce our workload, to get more rest, and to work less. We remember during the first few years of our monastery's establishment when we had experienced much financial hardship. At the time, we had no vegetables. We had no fruits. Our soil was dry and hard. Grandpa frequently brought us vegetables and fruits. There were times when Grandpa silently checked our refrigerator to make sure we had enough food. Grandpa then drove to the supermarket to buy food to fill up the refrigerator for us. When it was hot outside, Grandpa had routinely brought us boxes of ice cream to help us cool down. We were always eagerly looking forward to Grandpa's visit because we would receive gifts and food from Grandpa. Now forever gone are your loving concerns for us. Forever gone are your kind reminders. It is getting dark. Come in now. Don't work too hard. Where is Bhikshuni Nhã? Where is Bhikshuni Chánh? These words are still ringing in our ears. When Grandpa did not see us when you came to visit, you worried that we might be ill due to the heat. Grandpa bewailed and expressed your concern for us working tirelessly in the farm all day long. Grandpa said, "Having lived here for 40 years, it is the first time I witnessed such hard-working females. You nuns are handy women, and you don't seem to mind the work at all." To help relieve some physical stress for us, Grandpa often either invented or looked for useful tools to assist us in the work that we had to do, such as water power rods to loosen the dry and hard soil, metal sticks for the macadamia nuts cracking machines, etc. Grandpa always worried about the conditions of our machines and tools, because if they broke down, we would have to do the work manually. This would cause a lot of physical stress for us. Therefore, Grandpa frequently checked and maintained the working conditions of our lawnmower, electric tiller and cultivator, golf carts, etc. When the masters were not on site at Tịnh Hải, Grandpa would walk around the monastery every afternoon and remind us to securely lock our doors and to not talk to strangers because it would be unsafe for young nuns to do so. when our lawnmower and/or our golf carts stopped working. It was heartbreaking to hear Grandpa say, "When I get better, I will come over to fix them. Wait for me." Grandpa thought you would get better soon. We wanted to believe that as well. So we waited and waited for you. But Grandpa, you will never come. Sundays were the happiest days. We would get together at Grandpa's, as Grandpa's house always felt like home to us. Grandpa always encouraged us to turn on the television and watch any channels that we wished. Grandpa would then offer us candies, sodas, fruits, vegetarian instant noodles, etc. We enjoyed the food and the conversations with Grandpa. There were Sundays we could not come over to Grandpa's, but were unable to let Grandpa know ahead of time because we were busy with the work at the monastery. Grandpa would patiently wait for us to come. Grandpa would then ask Miss Tu to call the monastery to ask whether we were coming over. There were times when we took the golf carts to go straight from the farm to Grandpa's without changing out of our work clothes. Grandpa was happy to see us regardless. Grandpa would turn on all the lights around the house whenever we were over, as if you were throwing a party for us. Those were the happy days. Grandpa respected and loved us. Grandpa respected us because we have a good learning environment at the monastery. We have a strong faith in Buddhism. We have excellent masters who teach us well. And we have clear rules and a code of behavior. Grandpa was happy for us, although Grandpa had a different faith. Grandpa's faith was in Jesus Christ. Grandpa believed in Jesus' true blessing and protection. Like Grandpa, we also believe in the Buddha and practice the Buddha's teachings. We are all strongly spiritually connected. Although we had different religious beliefs, Grandpa and we respected each other's faith and interacted harmoniously. Grandpa loved us because we are around the same age as Grandpa's grandchildren. Grandpa empathized with our adversity of having been separated from our families to live far away from home and from our home country. We dared to make sacrifices and to let go of things to live a peaceful life in the monastery. We overcame difficulties in life and always have a smile on our face. Grandpa was happy for us, and Grandpa also empathized with our situations. Dearest Grandpa, being an outdoorsy type of person, we understood your discomfort of being homebound and living an inactive life. We understood your hate of having to see a doctor. We knew how much Grandpa enjoyed gardening, feeding the chicken, doing housekeeping chores, helping us at the monastery, checking on our general well-being, and making sure we did not overwork. You were confined to the home, but the more you resisted, the more you experienced the pain. We knew you did not have much time left and were disheartened by the fact. Since we learned about your illness, the masters and the Bhiksunis pray for your strength to endure the pain and suffering caused by your illness. Although your health had declined over time and you became weaker and weaker, you were perky and still able to keep a positive outlook. Grandpa continued to inquire about things at the monastery, as well as the well-being of the masters and the bassoonists. As usual, Grandpa continued to remind us to work less and to take care of our health. Grandpa expressed appreciation for our prayers. We always encourage Grandpa to be resilient, not to worry too much, and that everyone would stand by Grandpa through this difficult journey. Grandpa had high hopes for a quick return to health. We feared hearing bad news every time Miss Tu called the monastery. Whenever we received phone calls from Miss Tu, we stopped whatever we were doing to listen carefully to what she had to say about Grandpa's conditions. In the early morning of October 30th, 2023, that dreadful day had come. Miss Tu called the monastery to announce your passing at 7:15 a.m. We were overwhelmed with despair by the sad news. We knew that day would come and that you would leave us, though we anguished over the loss of our great-grandpa. Now you are resting in peace with no suffering from the physical pain of the body. This might be the most peaceful sleep since your illness, the forever sleep. Dearest Grandpa, now Grandpa has let go of this temporary body to don a newer, healthier, and more beautiful body in a better world. Please live happily wherever you are. You had lived your entire life for others. You selflessly helped others and gave without expectations. You altruistically helped all Vietnamese people in need with no discrimination of religious beliefs. Those deeds would bring Grandpa much merit, and such merits will lead you to a much better world elsewhere to live a happier life. We will always appreciate and love you, Grandpa. Please rest in peace. With deep love and deference, the young Bassoonist, Đức Viên Pagoda.